Oh, hi. Haven't done an update for a long while. So as you can see, this line of teak that I planted with the tamarind underneath is going really well. Just had sort of rain here now in Horhin, although I've sort of been watering a lot of this direct from the borehole. I'm just using this lay flat hose, and as long as it's going downhill it can cope with the sprinkler, so I can have it right down in the jungle down there. And all this grass as well, but now the rain's come obviously, but you know, I've cut this a couple of times already, and yeah, it's looking really nice. None of this was planted, this has all just come up naturally, but the more you keep cutting it, the more the grass sort of comes, you know. And so there's quite a bit of grass. I mean, obviously there's weeds and things in there, but you know, on the whole, it's pretty nice. And this has all sprung up a bit now. Obviously with the sprinkler and the wet weather we've had now, all these are coming up nicely. Look at these beauties. I'm not sure which one's which, but I think that's a redwood, this one here. I'm not sure whether that's an ironwood or a blackwood or what was the other one? Ooh, I'm terrible with names. Yeah, it's blackwood, ironwood, and yeah, this is another one here, look. What a beauty. Next to these two mahogany here. I've cut this one down to size and it just, you know, grows back. I'm going to cut that right back, as you can see, look. And it just springs up even more. You can actually take cuttings from these, and so what we'll do is we'll take cuttings and we'll grow them on in a pot or something, and then we can plant them somewhere else. That's another different tree. I'm terrible. I can't remember which one's which now. But we planted some of the nicer ones in here. Some of these sort of thin, spindly ones that take ages to grow. But obviously it's a very, very hard wood. So, this is a redwood, excuse me. This is a redwood, this one here. Next to this coconut, which is, I won't go any nearer to the coconut. So, yeah, I can cut the grass down here, which is nice. I can cut the grass down here with the lawnmower, which I bought. It's only a cheap Chinese lawnmower from Global House, but so far so good. It beats coming in here with a strimmer, to be honest, because the trees being so close together, you don't get a lot of room to swing around. And we've hacked down these bananas because they were just taking too much light. Well, we lost one banana in the high wind, and it knocked the branch off that mango, so I cut it off square. We planted all this bamboo along our boundary, and we did that quite a long time ago. Well, actually less than a year. So, got a lovely fan here, which I planted. I don't know what they're called, I'll just call them a fan tree. And you've got the mango, and the mango in the corner just there, which will give us quite a few mangoes. So, you know, this bamboo's getting a bit out of control. Well, a few bananas we might be able to get off. I'm going to have a look down here. This one I'm convinced is dead. Fon says, oh no, it's not. So with this one here, I'll say to her, no, it's dead. But it's actually not, is it? Look. Look at that. Oh, look here. Will it focus? Yeah, look. Look, that's all sprouting. Look. So hopefully, yeah, look, there's some sprouts up there at the top I can see. Oh, that's nice. That's one of those lovely sort of red flower trees. This is our guava here. We've got 3 guava here. Let's just move over into the next section. As you can see, look at that. Beautiful sky. I just love that. So yeah, that looks quite nice in there now. So what we've been doing is the yellow bell here, we've been scavenging bits of yellow bell. Some of it grows, if you've got a yellow bell plant, some of the roots will kind of grow up next to it and start flowering up next to it or leafing up. So we've been cutting a few of those out and replanting. This here, the sort of screen for the house, you can see that's coming along. That big rain tree there in the corner, I've cut that down twice and it just keeps fiercely coming back. Very difficult to control. Yeah, and then we've got this next section here, a mango, not papaya here, look, can't get to those up there now, they're a bit high. It's the same as this tree. And that one, they were a bit high. This one here, so you chop it off and 3 more branches come up, look. I just love it. And this here, I'm not sure what that is. There's a durian in here. I think that might be the durian. Unless there's durian over just there or there. I think that's a mango, that other one. But we planted some of this. And this is really spiky. The whole things are really spiky. I'll show you in a minute. Let's get down in there. Right, so they've got these wonderful leaves, and the new leaves are like a herb. So what they do is they strip these new leaves off, but you have to be really careful because look at those mothers, look, those spiky things, look. Will it focus on that? Look, can you see those spikes? Yeah, so you can't just go ripping into it, but they make a really effective barrier, and you can, you know, have herbs from the leaves. So we've put a few here, and we've put a few just on the lake bank. I'll show you that in a minute. But yeah, this area here, we planted all this after that section on the other side of our beautiful mango. So, negotiate the bank. And these coconuts here, look, I planted these I planted this banana as well. We've got a few on there, look. And these coconuts I planted. And I planted them in a direct line, I don't know whether you can see, direct line from our house to this house over here, because there was a big gap in here and I wanted to fill this gap in with a coconut, just to screen ourselves from that house there. Well, I don't mind, he's a really nice guy, so yeah, but you can see I planted some more coconuts. They're only coconuts that I scavenged from the trees. So we've got a nice redwood here. And these are rare ones as well. I think blackwood and ironwood. I still can't remember what that other one's called now. I'm terrible, aren't I? This was another rain tree that I chopped down because it was getting really out of hand. You know, I mean, I chopped it down to the bare bones Well, it's just a root sticking out. And look at it. These all grow up kind of naturally. So that's the kind of, oh look, there's another tree that we planted. Look, on the edge of the lake bank. So swing up through there. Look, and this is all beautifully green now. Probably in the last video that I sent of this place, all this here where the dog is, where Diggy is, all this here, that was all brown soil. And with that sprinkler, because it's all downhill from the borehole there down to here, with that sprinkler I could reach it with that lay flat hose, and I was sprinkling it in the sort of dry hot period. And of course now it's raining, well, it's been raining for 2 days. It's really springing into life now. Now I didn't quite reach this bit here, so you can see the difference. That, you know, this here, this whole big patch was like that, and the same up there on the top. I'll show you that in a minute. Right. Let's have a little wander along here. So you can see the pump arrangement, suction pipe obviously, outlet pipe. I've got one that goes up that way, one that goes along here, and it runs all the way along there, underground, up the top, round the back of the house and beyond, right into the corner of the shed up there. And then this pipe runs all the way up there, goes underground a bit by the tin fence, runs along there, along the tin fence. But we'll go up there in a minute. So just on the bank, got more of this spiky stuff. As you can see, it's very easy to water, because in fact, I didn't show you that, from the borehole we've got another pipe that comes in, this 1-inch pipe, and that's the borehole pipe coming in. And you can probably see the taps there. Look, there's 2 taps. The one on the left there, that just allows the water to go into the lake and fill the lake. And we can turn that off and turn the one on, the little one on at the front there. And that'll do this blue hose, so we can water a lot. Oops, let's get you out of zoom. So we can water a lot of these plants just direct from the borehole. And that little blue hose is just a little garden hose. We can run it sort of up to there. So yeah, planting quite a lot of those things here. Look, there's some different bushes that we planted in here. A lot of these bigger things have sort of grow up naturally. So yeah, a lot of sort of planting going on, all growing well. You know, here's an extension that we can plug onto. But what Fon did, which is quite nifty, where the end of the hose was, she dug a little trench. Right, you probably can't see it just here, look. She dug a little trench. You probably can't make it out with the camera, but there's a little trench in here, and the water can run along there, and she's made little cuttings in to each plant. Oh, you can see it here, look, a bit better, where it's all sort of cascaded down. We've got some yellow bell in there. So the borehole water we can sort of run all the way along this sort of ditch here, this mini ditch, and I'm hoping that all this stuff will grow up, and it's because it's spiky as well, it will stop sort of stray dogs and things coming into here, particularly in this corner. It's a bit of a weak spot. All this yellow bell that Fon planted, look, as well. Look at these bits, look, that's yellow bell, look, leaping out. Well, look, more yellow bell. We chucked a banana in there, look, that's going. bit more yellow bell, more yellow bell, more yellow bell. So yes, a little bit of a weak spot in the corner here because of these people. That's that. So that's the corner where I was just now. So what we're trying to do is plant stuff all the way along that bank and all the way along this bank. Now I've kind of stabilised the soil a bit. Look at that. Something's resident in there. No, Diggy, don't start digging that out. Yeah, we've still got a bit of water cascading down here, but that's okay. I wanted it to come down here and I'll try and divert it off into the lake. But this is fine, just carving this away. This is all fresh soil. But it's better than it running down there, which it was doing. So, as you can see, this is all greened up. This was all completely bare here. So I've managed to get my sprinkler. What I did, well, I can get my sprinkler over here, direct from the borehole. So, using that one there. So, but what I want to do now, I want to plant some plants along this ridge. I put this ridge here with the little Kubota, and so the water now runs down here. And obviously I was desperate, you can see it going off. I was desperate to get grass and stuff growing on here as much as I could before the wet season started. And then that'll, you know, hold the water back a bit better. But so far so good, all the water's running down here. So, and you can see some of the new growth here. I don't care what grows as long as something grows. So I'm just setting up this irrigation pipe that we had set up at the back of the house, and I'm just reusing it. Look at that blue egg there, look, obviously empty, but yeah, so I'm going to plant stuff on this ridge here. Did a couple here today, some yellow bell, as you can see. That'll probably die off, but you know, we've got to keep trying. So I'm going to obviously connect up. Here we go. There's the big 2-inch pipe direct from the pump down there. Comes up the bank here and it goes underground. Pops up there, runs along there, underground again, and then pops up there, and then I've got it running out to a tap there. So what I'm going to do is I've already put a little tap on there. I'm going to connect up this pipe here and then I can connect up this irrigation all the way along this bank. I've got another probably equal measurement of this, which I can then run down that way, and I can just turn that tap on. Got lots of jackfruit on here. We'll have to cut some off because they won't get very big otherwise. So, there's a big one there, look. But then you've got some tiny little ones here, so we'll have to sacrifice some of these small ones to get some big ones, but Fon will do that. It's blooming ivy, look. Cut it all off at the bottom, but it just doesn't take long. I only pulled this off not long ago before. It doesn't take long for it to infest everything, especially these sorts of trees. It's all been yanked out at the root. Yeah, it's not very nice stuff. Look at it, it just comes in everywhere. And it will send down little droppers as well down to the ground. So like a piece like that will send a dropper down to the ground. Right, and then it will start sucking up water from there. So, incredible stuff. Anyway, I digress. So that's basically what we've been up to. We've done a fair bit in the front as well, and on the other side of this tin fence. I'll go around there in a minute perhaps and have a look at that. So just looking at the front of a bit, all these plants here, the drive's just there, look. All these plants here and the plants the other side were the very first ones we planted when all this was just like a barren desert. And by heck was that a hell of a job to get them growing. I mean, the whole ground was totally sterile with sort of continuous pineapple growth. Yeah, we planted these as now as an extra screen because this guy's decided to build 12 houses over there. So I planted a few bigger sort of trees here, and then some smaller bushes here like jasmine, and the same as these these purple flowered ones, which don't ask me what the name of them are, but they grow like fury once they get going. They're all gone to seed now, look. As you can see, all the seeds up there, look. I mean, they grow really rapidly and they're evergreen as well. So, and these yellow bell, or yellow rain I think they are, I'll try and control those a little bit. Yeah, on the front, look, it's looking quite nice. Yeah. So we've got quite a nice little lawned area here, just here, and you can hear that thunder. Just here and just on this front bit, got some of that grass, you know, that's grass, rolled up grass that you can buy. So, you come around here, this is the drive obviously. I've been thinning out things in here as well. But the whole idea was when I planted everything so close was to, you know, once they'd established, was to start thinning things out and leaving things in I wanted and taking away things I didn't. So, well, as you can see, this bougainvillea, I'll just cut a bit of that, but it goes absolutely nuts. This is the same as that, exactly the same as all these others. In fact, they've all fucking died again. So Fon's planted some jasmine and things in here. So yeah, we've got some new plants in here. That's not a new plant, I don't think. To find out from Fon. If not, I'll dig that out and plant it somewhere else. So yeah, through here we've got a nice sort of little avenue. You can see the backs of these things. I mean, they just absolutely grow like nuts. I mean, there's the root of it there, look. That double bit there, look. And look how blooming big it gets, look. So yeah, this is quite nice. So it's quite nice in the entrance. And then we've stuck some bougainvillea and whatnot in the entrance here, just to make it look a bit nicer. So yeah, oh, and I did I cut the one right the other day with the little tractor. I've got a little hyper speed video of that. I may put it on the end of this video, I might not. Yeah, I think it looks quite nice when it's all cut. Didn't take long really. So lovely one rilet with government road, 3-phase electric, water. Yeah. And we've got that bougainvillea on the other side. I don't know whether you can see that or not. I'm just sticking my hand through the fence. So there you go, that's pretty much a whole tour really. Oh right, yeah, so this is the back of the shed. This is where I'm taking all this irrigation pipe out, because all this now is so well established, I don't need to water it anymore. So I've still got this bit I can use. I cut this section out as well. It was watering this bougainvillea. I don't need to water that anymore. So, and then there's another section in there that waters that bit of hedge there. I can cut that out. So I'm reusing everything. Or repurposing it. So yeah, I mean all this hedge, look, it doesn't need water anymore, and if it got that dry, I've got a, I've got a hose pipe here. So yeah, we've taken all this out. Oh look, here's the baby girl, look. Hello darling. Oh look, you just throw yourself on the ground, don't you? What a slut you are, aren't you, eh? You're a little hussy, aren't you, eh? Yeah, you're so adorable, aren't you, eh? Yeah. You're a lovely cat, aren't you, eh? Yeah. So, yeah, so I've got that bit, I've still got another bit to take out here, I've just got to carry it away. So, yeah, it's quite a lot of pipe that I can reutilise, which is excellent. So, yeah. So, when I'm sitting here in the mornings, I can watch the sun come up over that hill there. That's the big mango there. And, yeah, planted all this here, look. I took out a bit of yellow bell there, just so I could see through. I'll do the same on another bit here, just so I can see through. But, yeah, it's looking nice. All coming into how I thought, when I first came here, I had this vision in my head, and it's all come to light. How's about that then?